All right, so listen up. Amazon employs over 14,000 people with H-1B visas. Current administration has recently enacted some laws that making it kind of scary times for people in that space that are maybe looking to buy or sell a home. So we're going to talk about that today. We're also going to talk about our 2026 predictions for the market. And finally, we're going to save you guys some money. We're going to talk about end of year tax saving tips for you as a homeowner. So pay attention, stay tuned, and here we go.
Happy podcast
That
day.
was good. Welcome back, everyone.
I know. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Got some turkey, some Cowboys victory.
God bless. All of our teams won. We had a Niner win yesterday, a Cowboys win on Thanksgiving.
Okay, yeah. And
Doing all right.
We're doing okay. So
Happy days.
yeah.
AJ Brown finally got more than 2 points for me on fantasy.
Oh, that's
a
fantastic.
win.
Good.
Congratulations.
Good.
Good stuff. So all right, so here we are, last month of the year. 2025, it's basically a wrap on 2025. I'm super proud of you guys. You guys had a great year. We're gonna hit 200 million in sales this year alone.
All right.
And when you think about it, like there's just 6 of us selling houses, right? So 200 million for 6 guys. I mean, if you look at like from a per agent volume perspective, definitely we continue to maintain our top 1% in the Valley, let alone nationwide. So super proud of you guys.
Thank you.
And I think we're going to hit 300 million next year.
Keep it rolling.
That'd be
That's it.
nuts.
Yeah. So,
All in.
let's do it. So what do you guys got today?
Well, I mean, like usual, per usual. Start off with a little stat line.
We're systems oriented. So, all right, stats in Santa Clara County as of about 30 minutes ago. We're sitting at 554 single family.
550?
554.
There was 600. There was mid 600s like 2 weeks ago, and that we were
Oh, yeah,
saying
in the
that was the
sevens.
first time it went under townhomes and condos.
Yeah.
That's half than what we had in summer.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. 551, and that's single family homes. What about condos and townhomes?
557.
We have more condos and townhomes
More.
than
So then
single family homes right
300 and then got wiped off. Will they get withdrawn?
now. Combination, right?
Yeah.
Absorbed, withdrawn.
Wait until January, whatever.
So the message I'm hearing from that is, if I'm a seller that says, "Oh, I want to wait till January," do we tell them to wait or do we tell them list it right now?
Well, I mean, I think all of us did some open houses the last 2 weeks in some really good neighborhoods. So Campbell, I think you did one this weekend in Sunnyvale.
Yes.
We're going to talk about like the activity and...
Yeah, Sunnyvale was popping. It's a beautiful listing, really large, 2,500 square feet, very close to Apple Park in the Ortega Park neighborhood of Sunnyvale. And we had 100 groups over the 2 days. And what we've got from buyers was that they are still, out there looking for the right property, and then there were quite a few new buyers that didn't know anything about what happened historically in the last 6 months or around the tariffs time, and now they're getting out there because they need to secure something either before the end of the year or they're just getting started to secure something by February, March next year, and wanted to get their ducks in a row.
Any feedback on yours?
I piggyback both of that one. I did the one at Campbell 2 weeks ago, kind of the same thing. Came on the week before Thanksgiving. Saw tons of buyer activity. Obviously, I think there's a majority of buyers who are traveling right now. A lot of clientele that I have are back in India for a full month. I still think buyers are out there. I think if you're a seller and you're under the expectation of knowing what number you're looking for, I would say yes, list now. I would say within 1 week and a half, list now. I would say if we get closer to Christmas. Christmas is weird because unlike Thanksgiving and the other holidays where it's one day and then it's over, we feed into the new year. So a lot of people are gone for
that whole week.
So I'd say closer than no right now.
Yeah,
next 7 days.
I've got an interesting test case coming because I've got a seller who listed with another agent. House didn't sell, and actually I don't think price was really that far out. So he signed with me. We took it off the market for 30 days. We're going to go back on the market next week, and I'm not going to change the pricing much. So it's going to be interesting to see if it was just, the timing of the market, or a pricing issue. So I'll keep you guys posted, but fingers crossed it'll sell quick versus the, 3 months it was sitting on the market with the other agent.
It's interesting too about like the timing they're on. Cause I mean, Aaron's, for instance, you look at his one at Campbell, went on for a week, couldn't get the price they were looking for, kind of just told his sellers, listen, just hang tight. let's stay confident, patient. You know, let's keep working different angles, and then they end up getting the number they're looking for.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then
shit,
books
yeah,
and
yeah.
books and sold in a weekend,
Yeah.
a 7-day
Yeah.
all cash
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
So
So-
it's still moving. Again, priced properly, marketed properly.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the attraction you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a seller that wants to go on the market next week. We just chatted a couple of days ago, and we're getting everything ready for him to go live next week, because he also flies out of the country for Christmas, so he's gonna have an empty house for us to go in, stage, market, and
Right.
and do it up. So he's like, why don't we just utilize the holidays, and if it doesn't work out, we'll come back on in Jan or end of Jan and try and resell it just after Super Bowl or something
Yeah.
like that. So lots of sellers still, I think wanting to take advantage of this kind of slow period where they don't have a lot of competition, especially in the single family category.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, historically, the selling season kicks off the week after Super Bowl. Like, it's always been that way for years and years and years. But I've got a feeling by the end of the first week or second week of January, we'll be back up over 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I really think where normally it takes like a month or 2 or 3 to get there. I really think, I mean, just look at our own pipeline. We have probably no bull. We have like 15 to 20 listings coming on just in January. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Don't wait till February. List now, right? Or list, sometime in the next week and a half, and if not, get on as soon as you can, early January.
And I think the same thing, I had the same feedback as kind of what Jeet's talking about. Tons of activity through the open houses, and a lot of like, hey, we're just starting the process. So I would assume those people are, hey, we're coming into December. We're, not like we need to move now, but we think January is going to be a lot of opportunity. So let's just kind of see what's out there, what neighborhoods. We have a lot of, they're testing the neighborhoods too. Hey, because we saw the same ones in Campbell, Willow Glen, and then I'm sure you probably saw some similar ones in Sunnyvale.
Yeah, no,
The same groups of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. I did the same one that Ben did a couple of weeks ago in Campbell, and then I saw them back in Sunnyvale.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I've seen you
remember
somewhere.
you.
And it's like the same buyers looking at these different neighborhoods, trying to scout out what
works for them and their lifestyle.
So
Exactly.
should be a good
Good stuff.
2026.
Do you think prices are going to go up in 2026 if we see that increase in inventory in January, or do you think prices stay stagnant? Or
I think we'll get a modest increase next year. I would say, I mean, across the board, if you just look at the county as a whole, for single family homes, I'm sure we'll see, 3.5% to 5%.
Because that is a
increase
question.
in the average price.
Yeah, because that is a question I think buyers are now starting to ask a little more. It's like, if we do wait until January, February, like, aren't prices going to go up? Are we going to have to pay more for this home? I think what we've always told buyers is if the interest rate kind of dictates that. If the interest rate starts to creep down, we see prices increase even more.
Well, it's supply and demand, right? I mean,
But
right,
as inventory increases, does that give buyers more of an opportunity to maybe negotiate if there's so many options?
well, again, you have to be careful with the word "so many,"
Yeah.
right? I mean, even if our inventory levels double in a month from now, we're only going from 550 to 1,000 homes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's not a ton of options,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there's 9 cities in the county, and if you add, that's 40 extra listings per city, right? So it's not that much. And so I think ultimately, like we've always talked about, if you can afford it, if it checks off enough for your boxes, we're never going to have, well, maybe never, but I won't say never, but the idea of us having 3,000 single family homes available in our county, pretty unrealistic, right? At 3,000, buyers have a lot of choices.
Yeah.
Right. At 550, 1,000, 1,500.
550.
Yeah. Even if it triples and we have 1,500
Yeah.
homes, right? I mean, I don't think, buyers are going to be negotiating great deals.
Yeah.
Again, I think, just depends. And if you can afford it and it checks off enough for your boxes and you plan on staying in it for more than 3 or 4 years, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger.
Makes sense.
Is that a cop joke?
Cop joke. Yeah. I'll do one an episode, guys.
All right, what else you got, Jay?
So new assembly bill on the horizon I found. So the California the horizon. It's not there yet, but it's promising and it's coming. So California Department of Insurance is pushing assembly bill 888.
Well, that's a lucky assembly
It's a
bill.
lucky one.
That's sure to pass.
It's the California Safe Homes Program. So it's a grant program specifically to deal with fire hardening, fire prevention throughout the state.
Okay.
So there's two types of people or categories that the grant can go to. It's either specific homeowners. So if you need money to like replace a roof or some kind of like fire hardening around like a big property, there can be some money available to you.
Okay.
And then specific cities can reach out for money as well. So I would assume like LA, those cities up north
Right.
that need some stuff. So they're trying to put some money together to.
So where's the money come from?
That's TBD. So
okay.
California Department of Insurance is putting together all the money and the details around that. So that's not there yet. But the only qualifications are cities and individuals. Or let me find it actually. Need for new roofs, defensible space areas. And you already need to be in the FAIR plan. That's what it was. So you already need to be a California FAIR plan member or
program. You're paying into it. Yeah.
user. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
So so it's still contingent on them setting up the program. But yeah, that's just kind of coming. I thought it was interesting that it looks like California's trying to mitigate some damage and help out some people that need it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I think the next podcast, I'm going to bring in kind of the new laws for 2026 and some other stuff on the horizon too, because it's constantly changing in our landscape.
I had a buyer like a month ago, maybe. We were talking about fire insurance getting on a home. Home was over $3 million. And I think the fire insurance with Cal Fair Plan goes up to $3 million.
Correct.
Have you ever had a buyer we're paying in cash, we're not going to get the fire insurance? Has that ever
Well, I mean, you don't have to.
right?
I mean,
But pros and cons though. Like obviously it burns down, you're going to have to rebuild it anyways.
yeah.
I've also heard a lot of people have a challenge claiming through California Fair
Plan.
So if it does
Burn down.
there's not much that they can go after, or they're just on hold for hours and hours, and
Yeah.
customer service kind of sucks. So there's a lot of argument on both sides to that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if your premium's $25,000 or $35,000 a year, maybe you take that money and invest it,
Yeah.
and over 5 or 10 years,
Yeah.
you make that money back as opposed to just paying it into the Fair Plan. Did you know also that when you purchase cash, you don't have to get a title policy?
Interesting. I don't know that.
Yeah, and because there's no lender, right?
Okay, yeah. Well,
There you go.
You're the bank.
You are the bank.
no appraisal either.
True. and cash transactions are the only transactions right now in the state of California that you can do sign off completely through DocuSign without a notary.
Holy Toledo.
How about that?
Seems a little sketchy.
Hey, I
But
mean,
it works.
And closing costs are like half than regular when you get a loan.
Yeah.
correct.
Lots of advantages of buying in cash.
You just got to have the money.
Save up, boys.
Speaking of advantages, good segue there. There we
All
go. Year-end homeowner tax moves that can save you thousands. So 30 days away from 2026. What can we do now in 30 days to...
Do you have to do a disclaimer real quick?
Yeah, so we're going to stick an asterisk. Jacob, stick an asterisk on the bottom of the screen.
here.
Please.
We are not CPAs.
And please talk to one.
Yeah.
From
This is
all
not
that's being
legal
said.
advice.
Yeah.
This
it's
is
not
for
legal advice.
entertainment purposes.
Exactly. But I say tax moves because obviously there's two types. You have your deduction and then you have your credits. Your deduction is what you can take off of what you owe per year, and then your credits you can use towards what you owe. So if you owe $4,000, you have a credit of $1,000, you only pay $3,000. But all right, so one option is prepaying property taxes and mortgage interest for the next year. So if you want to go ahead, please.
I'm going to call a timeout on that.
Absolutely.
That's great if maybe you're in the Midwest.
Oh, tell us, please. I'm sure the viewers want to hear.
Well, again, we can't give tax advice, but there's a cap. There's a cap, right, on SALT, right, state and local
yes,
tax,
40
right?
grand.
Yeah. So if your property taxes and the insurance that property taxes and mortgage interest that you've already paid for the years at 40 grand, there's no point in prepaying more.
Correct. But if you purchase your home, let's say August, September of this year, like you're a new homeowner, this is something, obviously,
Absolutely.
to take advantage of. 30. Go ahead.
I could, because I bought it in July, so I could prepay.
Good example.
Yeah,
See,
that's a good
gee,
idea.
you can
Good
prepay
idea.
your January's mortgage in December. That increases your yearly deduction.
And
Great for high earners, itemizers, and Bay Area homeowners.
This is a commercial.
All right, so that's number one. Number two, 30% federal energy tax credits. So this is the tax credit side for anyone who owns a home: solar panels, battery storage, heat pumps, insulation, windows and doors.
Question,
Yes.
because we've got like a month left in the year to take advantage of that. If I go and I call and purchase solar for my home right now, does it have to be installed or just ordered and paid for?
It has to be installed for you to get a tax credit.
It's got to be on the roof. Yeah.
I'm out of luck.
Out of luck. But what you cannot be out of luck is on if you install, let's say, a new door or some windows in your house. You get that done in 30 days. And if you need to get that done, we have perfect contract license contractors that can help you with this.
Yeah.
For all the 1099 and self-employees, your home office is a great deduction.
Yeah.
Repairs and maintenance, again, if this is a rental property or a part of a home office. Charitable donations is pretty much for everyone who owns a home. Any furniture, fixtures, household goods. If you donate it now in the next 30 days, good deduction.
All right.
If you have any elderly family members who live with you, if you're an elderly owner and you need to install ramps or bathroom modifications or handrails.
Why are you looking at me when you say that? I'm not that old.
Just saying, the time's coming.
Although, yeah, I was just thinking about putting an elevator in my house yesterday.
With my back, I need a ramp. So those are all different items that you can do to decrease taxes. Obviously, again, talk to your
Consult with your tax
about this,
professional.
and especially if you guys are doing it now with your tax appointments coming up.
Yeah,
I think it's a great.
Yeah,
idea
well,
to talk about this.
and by the way, if any of our listeners or viewers know a great local CPA or tax professional, please send them our way. I always love talking to good people that are local, about how they see tax advantages. We're all self-employed, and so you can never have enough good CPAs or tax preparers. So if you guys know of any, reach out to me. Would love to meet them.
And I mean,
and maybe we'll have them on the podcast.
Hey.
And I think that also, if you're thinking about purchasing within the next 12 months, I think this is a great idea as well to get that team together. Get that tax advisor together, get your CPA together, get your real estate team together. Like have that game plan going into 2026, whether it's in the first few months, whether it's in the later half of the year, but at least get that.
It's never
team.
too early to start planning.
And especially if you're paying those taxes in April or later on, mid-year, all of this stuff they can advise you on to help you with that purchase later on. So,
well, yeah, definitely. And also, I'll say this too to add on to that. If you are self-employed, 1099 or something like that, and you want to purchase a home in 2026, how you prepare your 2025 tax returns could have a huge impact on your ability to buy.
Yeah.
So again, if you're self-employed, you're thinking about buying, definitely time to reach out, to your favorite real estate agent or us.
Yeah. We can include you with a lender,
a lender and a good CPA to talk about how to structure that, so you can actually qualify, get the best interest rates, and save yourself some money. That's what I've heard.
That's crazy.
That's the rumor.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Another cool thing we do for all our buyers from this year is we send them their final settlement statement just before they file taxes, because a lot of line items on there, if they've purchased this year, is something they can take a deduction on for when tax time comes.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you bought a home from us this past year, by the end of January, look out for your it's a final settlement sheet or HUD 1 statement. Look out for a copy of that from us.
And if, somehow I forgot to do that or someone else on the team did, feel free to send an email to us. We will make sure to get you that.
We have them all in Dropbox.
Yeah, we have them all in Dropbox.
They're easy to find.
Jeet?
So with this new administration, there was a change a couple months ago that caused a lot of the H-1B visa holders get into some panic mode.
Yeah, I know you were panicking.
Yeah, I was panicking because a lot of my clients are actually H-1B holders, and they get their I-140s approved, which is basically a H-1B is a work visa, and they get 6 years after they have gotten that H-1B with one renewal, and during that period they need their I-140 approved, which gets them in line to get their green card. And once they're in line to get their green card, they can get in like as many renewals as they want. So they are pretty much like they're on green card, but they're tied to their company. So if they lose their job, they have to go back within 90 days, right? So it's still a little bit of uncertainty that they're always living under, but at least it allows them to maybe make some bigger purchases in
like
the
a
States
home
while they're here, like a home purchase. So with this uncertainty, which was a new change, it was about $6,000 for a visa application that a company would have to file for an applicant, which changed to $100,000 per applicant, and it caused a frenzy in the H-1B community. A lot of people that were out of the country were like, I wouldn't be able to come back, or if I do, I'll have to pay $100,000. So there was a big sense of panic. Now there's a new update that anyone that's already an H-1B holder or anyone that's a student here looking to get their H-1B, they wouldn't be they would still have the regular fees.
Not the
but
100,000.
Yeah, not the 100,000, but the people that come from out of the country who haven't really migrated here to study or aren't already here working on some sort of visa statuses, the people like, for example, working in India, applying here on an H-1B, there's a certain number of quota that they can fit into, and those people, the companies would have to pay 100,000 for. So a lot since the initial ruling has changed, and we've gotten a lot more clarity and things have settled.
And let me ask you this. I mean, I know most of your clients already have H-1B, which is why they're here, but have they mentioned anything about, I mean, because look, we have Netflix right around the corner, Apple right down the street. I mean, Meta and Alphabet. Do those companies really care about having to pay $100,000 if it gets them the employee that they're after? I mean, and
Probably not.
because the employer pays it, not the employee, right?
That's right. But it also makes it that much more challenging for that one seat that you'd have to compete for, right? I think companies would start looking at the job profiles. They would start sourcing that talent locally rather than going internationally to pay that $100,000, right? So they would start looking at the pros and cons of doing so. So it would definitely be the bigger companies around here maybe won't be impacted, but the smaller companies that do need that talent and don't have those kind of resources would be significantly impacted. And although like Amazon has like 14,000 H-1B employees, which is combined with the number 2, 3, and 4. So Google, Microsoft, LinkedIn.
All those combined. Equal Amazon?
Equal Amazon. So Amazon's like one of the biggest employers of H-1B visas. So, and because there was also a lot of feud between US and India at the time, this was one of those things which was, because H-1Bs are primarily Indians, this $100,000 would impact more Indian immigrants trying to come here on those H-1B visas. So there are lots of things to kind of unpack there, but I think that things have settled since then, and now there's a lot more clarity, and people aren't as panicked as when it was first.
Well, I think it's like most things that we've seen from the current administration, whether you like them or not. Not relevant, but they do a lot of these broad sweeping statements.
Yeah.
But then by the time it actually finally trickles down to being implemented, it's much less, than what they originally stated, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so like anything else, don't panic.
Right.
Right. Wait for the dust to settle. Do your research, consult a professional, and you'll be all right.
Absolutely.
All right, 2026. Any kind of this final thoughts here. Any predictions about 2026 real estate wise, whether it's housing prices, interest rates, more agents in the business, less agents in the business, Zillow lawsuits? What's kind of your final predictions here for 2026?
I think prices and interest rates are going to stay pretty stagnant throughout the next year.
Okay.
Comparing it to this year, they're going to stay stagnant. Agents coming into this industry, I'm sure you're going to get a wave of young agents coming in, seeing the buzz and everything. That's it. I don't see it changing much. Yeah.
I think we're gonna see a bit of a like a big wave of people that didn't buy this year because of the tariffs and the uncertainties regarding jobs. They're going to start coming back in. We have an interest rate cut coming up in December. I think those people start coming back into the market, and we're going to see Jan and Feb kind of prices come back in early next year. So I think we're going to start seeing those all-time highs early next year, maybe by February or mid-Feb, again, as inventory and buyer demand boost both together.
No, well said. I think the same thing. I think Q1 is going to be busy. I think a lot of inventory is going to come back to the market, and then the people that have been waiting for the last year, 8-10 months or whatever, are going to be like, all right, things feel good. We're going to come back, and we'll be cranking.
Yeah, my crystal ball typically only goes out about 6 months. So I'm very bullish on the next 6 months. I think from our perspective, what we do as an industry, we're going to be very busy. However, I do think, there's some outliers that I'm seeing through the, nationwide, the U.S. economy that are a little concerning. So it's going to be really interesting once we get into June of this coming year. I think there's potential for a pretty big slowdown. So that's, I'm an eternal optimist, and I think there's opportunity everywhere. But I think as a nation, I think that, we will have had a year and a half of the new regime and the policies and the trickle down effect of that. And I think there's going to be some pain for a lot of folks, throughout the country. So we'll see. But hey, first 6 months, go make your money. If you're self-employed, whatever it is, hustle, right? Don't spend it all. Save for a rainy day. And as always, who you work with or whose podcast you listen to matter.
You told Jason and I you were going to tell us a meaning of some word earlier. So
Hobnobbing.
Hobnobbing.
Okay, Jeet. All right, Jeet.
That's good.
Here comes in a sentence.
That's I'm drinking a hot hobnobbin for this Christmas. I don't know.
That was a believable. Yeah. No.
Being a hot hobnobbing.
All right. So as the elder statesman in this podcast,
Number 4 on medical home improvement.
it's always a pleasure when I get to throw out a saying or an analogy you guys have never heard of before, like the canary in the coal mine.
I still say it to this day. Probably not properly.
It's your favorite one.
Probably not properly.
Hobnobbing. So if I get invited to some fancy event and I'm hobnobbing with CEOs and CFOs,
You're rubbing elbows.
You're hobnobbing.
Is it similar to highfalutin?
No,
It's not the same thing.
that is different from highfalutin.
You're highfalutin with the.
Highfalutin is like I was thinking of another analogy to give. You're hot, not hotty toddy. You're just like
You're like
bougie.
Yeah.
You're highfalutin. You
Now,
know?
how would you use hobnobbing and canary in a coal mine in the same sentence?
Okay. You just did.
Just did. Congrats.
Excuse me. All right. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you.
If you ever see us at a bar, come and hobnob with us.
Hobnob.
We're going to be hobnobbing at Fantasy Lights.
Oh yeah, December 10th.
Come hobnob.
13th.
No, 10.
12th.
11th. That was the 10th.
If you got the invite, you know.
It's the 10th.
It is the 10th. Why do you second guess me?
You sure?
Yes. That's probably why none of your clients showed up last year.
That's third
the wrong day.
They
All right.
came in on a random day.
Fantasy Lights, we have a handful of tickets left. If you want to take your family or some other family to Fantasy Lights, reach out to us. We had a couple of tickets left. That is December 10th.
And remember, the ticket's for a full car. So if you guys rent a minivan and want to take 10 people, you're more than welcome to.
Or a U-Haul. We'll just take a school bus. But anyway, seriously, we got that coming up, and thank God, I think that's the last client event of the year. Not because we don't enjoy them, but because they take a lot of work and planning. And so, look forward to a couple more.
Night in the next year.
Yeah, movie night next year, wine walks, music in the park, all that stuff. But for now, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you
Later.